Let's keep the conversation going now. Joining us live, former IDF spokesperson and now senior fellow at the Foundation for Defence of Democracy's Jonathan Conricus. We've spoken so many times over the past 15 months, Jonathan. Now we've seen part of this exchange this morning. Just start off with your reaction to the images that you've seen.
As an Israeli, I'm very happy to see these young Israeli women back in the loving embrace of their families. I am disgusted by the whole charade that Hamas has put on. Everything has been documented. All of a sudden, I see Palestinian gunmen in uniform in Gaza, something that we didn't see for 15 months. They were hiding in their tunnels and they never wore their uniforms. Now that it's parade time and propaganda time, we see them. But the beautiful sights of Israeli women back home, it's a bittersweet moment because your reporter Alex is waiting and covering where Palestinian terrorists are going to be released. We're talking about a total, if this entire ceasefire hostage deal goes through, we're talking about almost 2,000 Palestinian terrorists, including convicted murderers with multiple life sentences. And I'm happy that I'm on the side of the nation that embraces young women being brought back to their family, not on the side that will be embracing and calling heroes terrorists that are going to be returned. Big picture strategic-wise, Hamas is still in power. Israel has not achieved the goals that it set out to achieve 15 months ago. The work is still not done. And the way I look at it, this will be a ceasefire. This will not be an end to the war. If the situation ends with this, then that is a very, very bad end for Israel and, by the way, for Palestinians in Gaza as well.
I just want to wind this vision back because it's just so nice to see the happiness of these family members and just the emotion that we couldn't quite play to you while Jonathan was talking because it's the audio here that's very, very powerful. Can we run this back and play this with the audio just while we've got Jonathan? Yes. Ah, it's beautiful, isn't it, Jonathan?
It is beautiful, and there are not many dry eyes left in Israel after this. Strategy and politics and American presidents aside, it is a beautiful human moment, and I'm very, very happy that they are home, and I wish that all of the Israeli hostages will be returned home.
So now we get to the second part of the deal, which will be ultimate control of Gaza. How do you see this? And look, this is not going to be sorted quickly. How do you see this playing out?
Well, the way I see it playing out is, I'll say the bottom line, as long as Hamas remains in power in Gaza, then there will be war, there will be fighting, there will be misery and destruction. And what Israel absolutely needs to achieve is to get rid of Hamas. Now, as long as there's a ceasefire, obviously that's not going to happen. On the contrary, Hamas is going to use the humanitarian aid and the ceasefire in order to regain and strengthen its control over the Gaza Strip. And it's going to be basically a waiting game for when either the ceasefire is broken or some other political deal is made. If you ask me what I think will happen, Hamas will violate the ceasefire, Israel will return to fighting, and the next round of fighting, I fear, will be different from what we've seen before. Bottom line, Israel can't live with a Hamas along its border, and the fact that we haven't gotten rid of Hamas after 15 months of fighting is not a good situation to be in, and Israel needs to do that in order to be able to live safely and, frankly, in order to start rebuilding the Gaza Strip or allowing for whoever would want to do that to rebuild the Gaza Strip for the benefit of Palestinians.
Well, that is going to take a long time too. Jonathan, good to chat as always. Thank you. We'll chat to you again soon.